Good morning to all grade 8 students. For advanced English subject, we are going to study about names and places for the month of June. Now, let's begin. For our first lesson, we are going to learn some vocabulary about jobs. You might be thinking, teacher, what are the most common jobs? Well, let's see. If you still have your student book, you can open your pages and look at pages 58 and 59. Before that, we need to know the meaning of a job. Now, what is a job? A job is the regular work that a person does to earn money. A job is also something that is your responsibility. This is from Cambridge Dictionary. Now, let's watch a video about jobs.
English Sing Sing. Job. Whose tools are these? Artist. Artist. Where do you work in? I work in a studio. Studio. Whose tools are these? Carpenter. Carpenter. Where do you work in?
I work in a carpenter's shop.
Carpenter shop. Whose tools are these? Cook. Cook. Where do you work in?
I work in a restaurant.
Restaurant. Whose tools are these? Doctor. Doctor. Where do you work in? I work in a hospital. Hospital. Whose tools are these? Engineer. Engineer. Where do you work in? I work in a factory. Factory. Whose tools are these? Farmer. Farmer. Where do you work in?
I work in a farm.
Farm. Whose tools are these? Firefighter. Firefighter. Where do you work in? I work in a fire station. Fire station. Whose tools are these? Hairdresser. Hairdresser. Where do you work in?
I work in a salon.
Salon. Whose tools are these? Pilot. Pilot. Where do you work in?
I work in an airplane.
Airplane. Whose tools are these? Police officer. Police officer. Where do you work in? I work in a police station. Police station. Whose tools are these? Scientist. Scientist. Where do you work in? I work in a science lab. Science lab. Whose tools are these? Singer. Singer. Where do you work in?
I work in a broadcasting station.
Broadcasting station. Whose tools are these? Teacher. Teacher. Where do you work in?
I work in a school.
School. Whose tools are these? Vet. Vet. Where do you work in? I work in an animal hospital. Animal hospital.
Review.
Artist. Carpenter. Cook. Doctor. Engineer. Farmer. Firefighter. Hairdresser. Pilot. Police officer. Scientist. Singer. Teacher. Vet. English Sing Sing. Jaw.
Okay, now we watched the video about the different kinds of jobs. But during the olden times, these are the most common jobs. You can be an artist. You might be the queen of a country. A doctor, a scientist, musician, king, writer, actor. Now, let's see. These are some of the famous people Number 1. Cleopatra. Cleopatra is a famous queen from ancient Egypt. Number 2. Marie Curie. She was an important scientist from Poland. Number 3. James Dean, Paul Newman, and Humphrey Bogart. They were actors from USA. Number 4. Henry VIII, an English king. Number 5. Leonardo da Vinci, a famous Italian inventor. Number 6. Claude Monet and Paul Cézanne, artists from France. Number 7. Charles Dickens and Jane Austen. Both were British writers. Next, let's look at the different meanings of the different types of jobs. The first one is builder. What does a builder do? A builder makes new houses and buildings. Number 2, chef. What does a chef do? A chef cooks food in a restaurant. Number 3, explorer. What does an explorer do? An explorer visits new countries. Number 4, firefighter. What does a firefighter do? A firefighter stops fires in houses and buildings. Number 5, farmer. What does a farmer do? A farmer works with animals and grows food for people. Next, hairdresser. What does a hairdresser do? A hairdresser cuts and washes people's hair. Next, what does a mechanic do? A mechanic works with cars in a garage. Nurse. What does a nurse do? A nurse helps people in the hospital. Teacher. What does a teacher do? A teacher helps children learn things. Waiter. What does a waiter do? A waiter takes food to people in a restaurant. Now, I have a question. What do you want to be in the future? I want to be an actor. What is the correct one? Actor. A actor. This noun starts with letter A. So A is a vowel. So you have to use an because an, you will use an if the first letter of the noun starts with a vowel. So the correct answer will be, I want to be an actor. So now you better think, what do you want to be in the future? Next, what is a dream job? This time, you might be wondering, oh, teacher, I don't have a job. I'm still a student. It might be, you might be thinking about the kind of job that you want to have in the future. So what is a dream job? A dream job is exactly what it sounds like it would be. A job from your dreams. But what it consists of is entirely your decision. In my opinion, a dream job is the job you love to wake up to in the morning and enjoy what you're doing, while at the same time getting paid at a rate that fits your needs perfectly. So, that is a dream job. Thanks. For now, Lesson 1 is all about vocabulary, and you have learned what are those jobs. So the instruction for now is to see if you remembered what you learned. Number 1, do homework number 1. Number 2, read the instructions carefully, then answer the questions. Number 3, read, review, and make changes before submitting your homework. At the end of this lesson, now at least you can tell what is the meaning of a job, and you can identify what are the common jobs that we have. And lastly, you might be thinking, what is your dream job? Now, that's all for Lesson 1, Vocabulary Jobs. So, after this, you can go to Lesson 2. It is all about was, were, there is, and there are. Goodbye!